Hey friends, this is Ian Khan here at Consensus 2025, and I've got with me Brody from the Ethereum Alliance. Let's see where the Alliance is, what is happening with the Alliance today. Welcome to the Futurist, Paul.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
I'd love to ask you about, where is the Alliance now? The journey has been, more than a year, more than a few years. There's a lot of maturity that we see in the markets when it comes to generally the crypto industry, generally overall. Help us understand where we are today.
Okay, great. Yes. So first of all, I wear two hats, right? One hat that I wear is strictly related to EY. I'm the global blockchain leader there. And then the other hat I wear is I am the chairman of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. And the EEA's mission is really about onboarding large enterprises into the Ethereum space. We got about 70 members, EY, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Banco Santander. We have a lot of larger firms, and we are really sort of moving towards trying to onboard all companies into the Ethereum ecosystem. The Alliance has kind of evolved quite a lot over the last few years, so it's been around for quite a while, but recently, so I'm in my second year as chairman, and the reason for me becoming chairman is really a bit of a pivot in the Alliance towards the public Ethereum mainnet and a focus on public Ethereum and the move away from private chains.
Okay, nice. I remember about maybe it was about 12 or 15 years ago when Ethereum, blockchain, like all these things started bubbling up, and there was great interest at that time. Is it taking too long for the industry to mature and to kind of stabilize, or where are we right now with respect to maturity? Because what's happening is with the crypto industry generally, and I'm not saying Ethereum is just crypto, it's more of a protocol, more smart, but are we lagging in terms of adoption, or is it some parts of industry are forward, some are behind? What do you see?
So generally speaking, Ethereum's adoption and crypto and blockchain adoption looks pretty similar to kind of the curve of adoption of the internet itself. I was at an event this morning, and one of my peers in the industry was talking about the fact that stablecoin wallets are rising at about a rate of about 10% a month, right? So it is, adoption is actually moving quite quickly. It's typical for new industries or really new sectors to be sort of overly financialized early on as people sort of look at where the money is. It's a pretty typical pattern that you get these kind of like booms and busts, but the booms create capacity, they bring attention to the industry. I'm not saying they're all good or all bad, but in general I would say the Ethereum ecosystem is maturing really nicely. If you compare where we were 5 years ago to where we are today, it's night and day.
Yeah.
5 years ago, Ethereum was handling about 1 million transactions a day. Today, Ethereum's handling 20 million transactions a day. There's over 120 Rollups and validiums running on top of Ethereum as layer 2 networks. It's a very mature ecosystem, and they've just completed the 16th. Petra upgrade was the 16th consecutive Ethereum hard fork with no downtime. And that is kind of just an exceptional performance record.
Yeah. When we look at the next, before we talk about the future, I cannot help but talk about AI. Right? AI is everywhere. AI is absolutely everywhere in every industry. How will AI and the world of blockchain meet, and what will they do together? Because there seems to be many things they can do together, and I've been hearing a lot of things.
So I'm expecting, and we're already experiencing, I think, 4 major kind of impacts of AI. So the first is AI is everywhere in the software engineering process. I like to joke, any developer who tells you they're not using AI is lying, right? Just we're all using AI tools for software code development. Secondly, we're going to see a lot of AI in analytics. AI is just really excellent at processing large volumes of data and kind of summarizing them and drawing some meaning from them. It's not perfect, but it's very good. We're using AI tools in our security analytics. We have a blockchain security tool that uses AI to help generate use cases and test cases. Thirdly, we're going to see a lot of AI use cases in autonomous agents spending money with each other, right? And I think that's going to be very, very important. We're just building, we're starting to build our first prototypes at EY of how AI agents and blockchain will work together. And then lastly, I see more broadly a very nice complementarity between them. So artificial intelligence systems are quite good and getting continuously better at what I would say is recommending or taking decisions. But they are still relatively they behave in a way that's remarkably like humans, and that they are not deterministic. They're almost a bit more, the best way to think about it is that they have a subjective view of the world, whereas blockchains are highly deterministic. And so the complementarity I generally see emerging over time is going to be, blockchains are going to be the execution layer. This is where we're going to do stuff. Both human and machine are going to execute transactions. We're going to have an absolutely tamper-proof record of something. AI tools are going to be used for recommending or suggesting what decisions we should make. So it's analysis and recommendations running on top of an extremely deterministic and reliable transaction processing base.
Okay, excellent. So within the Ethereum Alliance, all the Alliance members, what are some of the use cases that are very new, that are incredible, that, hey, this is a breakthrough? Anything you can share with us that's very new and amazing?
So we are all constantly working on sort of quite a few different use cases. If I look at what the members are ramping up on, it's for sure it's payments, right? Payments and stablecoin payments, cross-border payments, tokenization of real-world assets. If we talk about what's cutting edge, we're getting more into privacy technologies. People are really trying to work through what does acceptable KYC, know your customer, or KYB, know your business data look like, especially on a global level. How will regulators feel about privacy, which is so important to business users? And then lastly, as I mentioned before, and you mentioned, how will AI agents get involved in these transactions? That's the cutting edge stuff. Volume adoption, it's heavily about stablecoin payments at the moment.
Excellent. There are many use cases that are generally emerging. We saw some in the food industry. They were very popular, but then kind of they track beef from Australia to the groceries, to all of those different amazing things, to containerized shipment tracking and all of that. Have those started being adopted, or are they now in production, or they went through a phase of adoption, but no, the costs are high, or they didn't work out? I'd love to know more.
So many of them did not work out because people tried to build them on private blockchains, and what they all discovered is that, and I kind of still am amazed how many people don't really understand private blockchains. Private blockchains do not provide privacy. There is no privacy on a private chain, right? I mean, it's kind of a walled garden, but within that walled garden, there's no privacy, and that doesn't work at all, right? So keeping track of sensitive business information is a really bad idea. You're accidentally going to let your competitors and business partners know sensitive business information. None of these things will take off at scale with real operational data until privacy is deployed. Now, we have a lot of clients that are doing less sensitive work, like product origin information, which country did stuff come from, where are things manufactured, are they verifiably organic, but they do it in such a way that you can't tell what their volumes are or where the product is going. If we want to move from sort of what I'll call simple provenance data to really detailed operational data. What are my inventories? Where are my assets? How can I execute procurement? For that, you have to have privacy at scale. That's the next big push. From an EY perspective, that is our number one engineering priority, is blockchain privacy.
Okay. Last question. Next 5 years, what would you like to see in addition to privacy within blockchain? What is it that would really wow you? You'd be like, hey, mission accomplished.
So every business agreement is, I have money, you have stuff, and we're going to exchange my money for your stuff under the terms of an agreement. And the biggest challenge in the world of blockchain and crypto is, okay, we're starting to do a little bit of this stuff. We're starting to put money and payments on chain. Now, I really want to see these get connected together using smart contracts. We've been building our first privacy-enabled blockchain smart contracts. And we have one, for example, that is running today on the public Ethereum mainnet. It's for renewable energy purchasing. We're going to grow that footprint over time. But the reality is that my sincerest hope over the next 5 years is that we're going to tie all these pieces together and that they are going to become the full stack, end-to-end enterprise transaction.
Okay, super amazing, and I'm so excited about blockchain. Always have been, and hopefully, in these use cases will start coming in, and we'll see great stuff happening. But thank you. I really appreciate the time you spent with us. Appreciate you joining us on the Futurist.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.